Jasmine sat back, gun loaded, cocked to her head. A note on the nightstand, pictures spread on her bed. She convinced herself she's worthless and she's better off dead. She never felt so alive till she was off of her meds. Now she was lucid and pondering the choices she made. As she filled her room with thoughts, she was ready to cave. She opened up her nightstand drawer and she reached for the blade. She started slowly cutting up her arm, enjoying the pain. The blood beaded off her skin and she started to stain her bed sheets. The light turned to darkness and she didn't feel anything. She wrestled with the demons inside of her that kept mentioning everything that her father told her right before he made her leave. But this night she wore her heart on her sleeve, so she cut the other arm open and watched herself bleed. Her eyes started to flutter and it was harder to breathe, so she raised the barrel to her temple and gave it a squeeze. Let's flash back in time when it all made sense. She was the envy of her church and all her high school friends. She was the daughter of a pastor, blonde hair, blue eyes, respectful of her boundaries around other guys. She never compromised on principles she learned from her mother. She wouldn't sacrifice her body when a man said he loved her. She would wait for a man who would trade his life for another's, one that would treat her like a queen and not a flink from the summer. But that's before she met Mike and lost who she was. She raised a finger up to God and told him that she was done living the life her father forced her into when she was young. Satan whispered in her ear and convinced her that he won. She accepted it with pleasure now when Mike gave her drugs, and believed him when he told her that sex equaled love. She was vacant and shut down from the rest of the world, now excommunicated from church and kicked out of her own house. She probably wore that scarlet letter church put upon her. Jasmine Hoffman got a guy now that Mike didn't want her, so she found herself pregnant with a kid and no father, on a constant downward spiral thinking God didn't want her. So she took some antidepressants to lessen the blows, but she found herself captive in her hapless bones, an ugly self-destructive girl decorated with clothes. She realized no amount of makeup could help pretty her soul. Jasmine, running low on options, tried to turn to her church, but the church only further stitched that A to her shirt. She journeyed back to her parents' house and she hoped for acceptance, but her father told her something that she never expected. He said, "Jasmine, you're a whore, nothing more than an addict. Your unborn baby has no chance on that road that you're headed." So she ran up to her room and planned on how she would end it, while her father cried at the stairway wishing he never said it.